Hey, good morning, class, and welcome to Introductory Psychology. I'm your host, your instructor, John Chansey, and again, welcome to Introductory Psychology. Hopefully, you're in the right place. This is the first day, or the day before the first day of 8-week psychology, introductory psychology. What I like to do is record for my online classes that I teach. I like to record a video each week and send that out to give you a heads up of what to expect this week. So this will be the first of a series of videos that I'll be sending out. I try to send them out on Sundays. If things get really crazy, I'll send them out on Monday at the latest, but I'm pretty good about sending these out on Sundays, so be expecting that. I'll be posting these to D2L, and I'll email them out to you as a class as well. So again, welcome. So glad you could be here for this course. I'm so glad we are getting started. I'll begin by introducing myself and then talking about the course a little bit. My name is John Chansey. I believe this is my second full year of teaching psychology, introductory psychology at OSU OKC. I've taught lifespan development for OSU OKC as well, the next course in this sequence. Previously, I have taught psychology. I was a high school psychology teacher at Putnam City North High School in Oklahoma City. Taking a step back, I'm an instructor as well as a full-time graduate student. I'm a graduate student at the University of Oklahoma in Norman. I'm studying instructional psychology and technology. Instructional psychology is a branch of psychology, the branch that's interested in how humans learn. So I'm in my second year of that program. So I actually teach at OU and I teach here at OSU OKC as well. Go Sooners and go Pokes. You'll probably hear me say that both. I'm happy when both teams win. So it's great for the state when both teams are doing really well. So anyways, a little bit about me. I'm a full-time grad student. I'm taking 12 hours and teaching 9 hours currently. So I got a bit of a full schedule on my plate. I really love to travel. Went to Europe this past summer. Going to Las Vegas here in a couple of days to present at a conference on educational psychology. So love traveling, love learning, all of the above. So a little bit about me. You'll probably get to learn a little bit more as the course goes on. So a little bit about the course. I'm sure you're very curious about the course. Introductory Psychology is a really broad overview of psychology. We're not really going to dive into any specific topic in much depth, but you're going to get a nice broad overview of a bunch of different topics to kind of give you a sampling of what psychology is. And you can think of, psychology, you can think of each of the chapters we cover in our textbook, of course, is pretty similar. I mean, there are whole courses dedicated to almost each topic that we're going to address. So if there's anything that you really find interesting in this course, there's probably an opportunity that you'll have to take further courses on it. So really what I would like to do now isn't very exciting, but I'm going to go ahead and go to to D2L and take a look at some of the items that I've posted. I'm going to start off by looking at the syllabus. I'm going to discuss the syllabus for a moment. And of course, these are all on D2L for you to read, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time reading every single word, but the syllabus is available. Our course starts tomorrow on the 16th, and it goes until the 17th of December. You can contact me via email at john.b.chansey@oklahomastate.edu. That is the best way to get a hold of me. That goes to my phone. That goes to my computer. So I try to respond pretty quickly within usually less than 24 hours. For our course, you do need a textbook. You need Introductory Psychology, the 5th edition by Rathis. This is, of course, the teacher edition, so it probably won't have this at the bottom. It won't say instructor edition, but it is absolutely vital that you have this book. You honestly should already have it, in my opinion, but if you need a day or two to get it, please get that as soon as possible. We're going to be jumping right into some material this week. So again, the purpose of this course is to introduce you to some of the broad topics in general psychology. We're going to cover a broad number of topics. So a little bit of everything. You're going to get a little bit of everything. As far as your grades are concerned, there are 4 exams that are worth 100 points. You'll also be writing 3 small response papers that are worth 50 points apiece. They're about a 1-page write-up reflection papers. We'll also have discussion posts every week in this course, except for our Thanksgiving break. We won't have a discussion post then, but you will be interacting with each other via discussions, and we'll talk about those in just a moment. The breakdown of the grades, of course, 100% is an A, all that good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. I kind of wanted to hit on the important things, but please take a look at the syllabus when you get a chance to. Next thing I want to look at is, speaking of discussion posts, I want to look at our guideline for discussions. You can find that, the guideline for discussion, because I'm looking for some specific, I'm looking for you to post in a specific way. So I not only want you to post your initial post every week. You're going to be given a topic to discuss, and I'd like for you to make an initial post that should be at least 2 paragraphs in length. A scholarly response, a thoughtful and reflective response is at least 2 paragraphs in length, and your paragraph should be at least 4 sentences in length. So you're putting about, each post should be about 8 sentences total, quality sentences. And once you've made your initial post, I would like for you to respond to at least 2 of your peers. And I don't want you to just say, oh, hey, great post, thanks for sharing. I'd like for you to go a little above and beyond and actually have a dialogue and a discussion. You can ask for clarification, you can ask for explanations or examples, or, provide comments or suggestions, things like that. But you need to respond to at least 2 of your peers. And all of this will be due by the Friday. I'll post the discussions on Sunday, at the latest Monday, and you'll have till Friday at 11:59 to complete this task. But I also think it's important for our conversations and our discussion posts to be done in a timely manner, where everyone has a chance to respond and interact with each other. So I'm actually going to be tying some of your grade to the timeliness of your posts. I would like for your initial posts to be completed and turned in by Wednesday night. And that gives everybody a chance to post and then have some posts to interact with as well. 15% of your grade will be tied, your discussion grade will be tied to your timeliness. So if you get your posts in on time, you get your initial post in on Wednesday, then you comment twice by Friday, you're good. But if you're kind of one of those people that if you wait till the last minute and you post and then comment twice on like Friday night, then you're even if it's a great post, you will lose some points for that. So please make sure you get your stuff in on a timely manner. So the guidelines for discussion posts are on D2L as well under week 1. One other item I want to look at is our schedule. I have the schedule mapped out, exams, assignments, chapters, all of that. That's on D2L. You can find that. You can find what we're doing this week. We're looking at Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 and looking at the syllabus. So please make sure you look at the schedule. You're aware of what we're at. You are responsible for knowing the schedule. So that's sort of some of the important items I wanted to discuss before getting into this week's material. Again, hopefully you have a copy of the Rathis text, 5th edition, or you're getting a copy very, very soon, because we are jumping right into the textbook this week. We are jumping into Chapter 1, which is an introductory of kind of what psychology is, and then we're also jumping into Chapter 2, which is where we combine biology and psychology. So just a quick, after reading Chapter 1, you'll have a good idea about what psychology is and describing what psychologists do. You'll be able to describe the origins of psychology and discuss some of the major historical figures, Sigmund Freud, Maslow, Rogers, all those big names. You'll be to identify the theoretical perspectives from which psychologists view behavior and mental processes. You'll be able to explain how psychologists study behavior and mental processes, looking at the scientific method and samples versus populations. You'll be able to explain how psychologists engage in research, how they know what they know, looking at methods of observation, correlation, and experimentation. We'll be looking at the ethical standards that govern psychological research, and then finally identifying and discussing the principles of critical thinking. So some of this might be review, some of this will be new as well. So Chapter 1 is kind of like a nice broad overview of what psychology is, what do psychologists do, how do they do it, etc. Chapter 2 is getting into some more meaty stuff. Chapter 2 is combining biology and psychology. We're going to be looking at the nervous system, neurons, and neural impulses, and neurotransmitters. We'll be looking at the distinction between the peripheral and central nervous system, the structures of the brain and their functions, the hindbrain, the midbrain, the forebrain, all that good stuff. You'll be looking at the various parts of the cerebral cortex, the outermost shell of the brain, what makes humans so advanced cognitively. You'll be explaining the role of the endocrine system, and then describing evolutionary psychology. So a lot going on in our first 2 chapters. So it's incredibly important that you get a copy of your textbook and you can begin reading chapters 1 and chapters 2. I went ahead and posted the PowerPoints for chapters 1 and 2, and those are a great resource to follow along with, but they are not an exhaustive resource, meaning that you probably will not be successful just by reading the PowerPoints. They're a great tool to use when studying, but your textbook and myself as a resource are far better resources than the PowerPoint. So again, I need to remind you, please ask questions. You're going to encounter things in this course that maybe you've never seen before or thought about before, and it's important that if you have questions that you're willing to ask them. I have opened up a discussion post that you can leave questions for myself or your peers to answer. Also, my email address is, you shoot me an email. If you're confused about something, shoot me an email, and I'll be happy to talk to you about it and work it out and help you go from there. So again, please use me. I'm a resource. I've taken a lot of psychology classes. I've been to school for a lot of years, so I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. If I don't have the answer right away, I'll be happy to help you find it. So that's what we're here to help each other. So go ahead and make sure you get a copy of get a copy of the Rathis text, whether you have to go check one out in the library or whether you have one coming in from Amazon or wherever. Make sure you get that in. Read chapters 1 and 2. We do have a discussion post that is due this week. It is due by Friday. I would like for you to introduce yourself and then respond to the discussion prompt. I believe the discussion prompt is asking you to locate somebody in your community who practices psychology. So that'll be kind of a fun activity for you to find people locally who are doing what the stuff you're about to read about. You can go out and find somebody in your community and who's doing just that. And so, anyways. This will probably be like the longest video I record all year long. Typically they're 5, 6, 7 minutes at most, but this one I had to pack a lot of information in. Please make sure that you've read over all of the content that I posted on week 1. Posting some materials for you all, some informative materials that will be helpful for you in the course. And it is, of course, your responsibility to be up to date with the schedule and the materials and all that. So. Anyways, I'm going to leave you at that. If you have any questions during the week, feel free to shoot me an email. Feel free to post on our discussion board. Otherwise, I will see you all next week when I post our second video. Also, heads up, I know this, I just now remembered, but our first exam is going to be next week. The exam will open up next week, and it'll cover chapters 1 through 4. So just wanted to give you a heads up. This course is going to move fast. Be prepared. I know it's 8 weeks. It's great. You get to, you can kind of hang out and relax for the first 8 weeks of the semester, but now the course is here. We've got to get moving. So be prepared to move quick and move fast. So anyways, hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.